Today I'm going to show you how to do an 1890s hairstyle. On this wig I've done a roller set already, so it's got a nice wave, and I've brushed it out. Also, I've done pin curls at the front on the bangs, so they were all in the same direction, so the curls are kind of uniform in the pattern that they're going in. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is how to take like a hair rat, which are these two bundles of hair, and how to incorporate that into the wig to give it more fullness. And I'm going to take this braid and also incorporate that into the hairstyle. So the first thing I'm going to do is plan out the hair style and how the hair is going to be divided. I want to put these two rats in kind of the front portion of the hair, so that it gives it the fullness that I want it to have in profile, right? Because this wig is not very full. You can see in the back that you can see the wefts, you know, so there's not a lot of hair in this wig. So I'm going to use these rats to kind of help fill it out so that I can use what hair is here and not show the wefts. So what I want to do, this is the front over here with the bangs, and I want to separate a layer of hair that will go over the rat. So I'm going to take a portion of it, okay, with my comb here. I'm going to separate out kind of a front portion that I want to cover the rat. So I've divided it here. I'm kind of drawing a line going down the side of the head. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And it helps to have like clips or something to keep the hair separated. So I'm going to clip those forward so that they don't get in the way. And then the next thing, so I'm going to have these two front portions that are going to go up and over. I have this back section that's going to need to come up, and then I will have attach the braid on here somehow, and I need to, when I get this far, I have to kind of plan out what the hair is going to do and where can I have this braid start without seeing this end of it, you know. I want to hide the end of it, and I just want the braid to kind of be incorporated. Okay, so the next step is strategically placing I'm going to move my pin so it doesn't get in the way of my style. I won't be able to find it if I put underneath the rat. So I want to center this rat kind of in the middle of the head on the top of the crown, mostly because I want the fullness to kind of, you know, if you look at the profile, figure out where you want the fullness to be with the hair, and I want it to be a little more in the front. Okay, so I want to start by pinning the rat down, and I'm gonna just weave these bobby pins in and out, kind of around the outside of this rat. And I want to grab a little bit of the hair and a little bit of the wig. So you can grab a little bit of the wig base also, and I'm just taking the bobby pins and kind of going up and down in a weaving motion with it, and that helps to hold it on. So I don't know, maybe like do 5 or 6 bobby pins around, and that'll help to hold it. Okay, and then I'm going to take one section, so I'll take this side, and you know, you're going to want to kind of brush as you go, because you know, the hair doesn't always stay brushed as you're working. And really it's in the placement of it is going to make a big difference. And you can do just a little back combing, which is teasing, and that's going to help give it a little fullness. And as you do that, you want to brush the hair smooth again. I have some of the bang up that came up, so I want to make sure I bring it back down. And the goal here is I want to get some of that wave back into the hair. I don't want to pull it totally tight, right? That's not the look I'm going for. I want it to look soft. And the hair kind of has this wave right here. So I'm gonna get the hair on the outside where I want it to be. You can use the comb to kind of place it. Okay. And I feel like I'm gonna have a hole at the front here because this has a center part. So I'm just gonna try to work with it and see how it goes. Once I get the hair on the outside where I want it to be, I'm just gonna kind of drag the comb on the surface. So I kind of just drag the comb a little bit like this to get the hairs to lay flat, and you kind of push it into the wave pattern that you want it to be in. And then I'm gonna pin it into the rat hair back here. Now, I'm gonna be able to add curls over this, or maybe that braid, so it doesn't have to be, I don't have to hide these bobby pins yet. I will hide them later. And right now I'm just pinning, you can see I'm pinning the bobby pins in straight lines together, so that kind of like helps hold each different layer as I'm pinning. So I put 3 pins in here, and that's gonna hold that down. If you feel like it needs a little more security, then you could do a bobby pin that crosses those. So that just helps hold it even more. So now I've got 3 going this way and 1 going this way. So you could do bobby pins like this, or you could do them like this. Either way is gonna help to give it strength. Okay, so I got one side. So I have kind of this loose kind of wave coming on the top. I'm gonna do the same thing for this other side. And you just kind of pull the hair and scrunch it down. You're not really creating knots, you're just kind of scrunching it together so it's thicker. Okay. And I have the bangs here. I haven't done anything with them, but I think I can use them to kind of hide this hole that I have. Okay, so if I take some sections of these and kind of curl them. I might put hairpins. So the hairpins are these ones. They're like this U shape, and they're good to hold things loosely. Okay, and you just kind of tuck them into the hair. You just kind of like lay them flat. You just kind of slide them in and it'll hold. And I put 2 in, kind of in an X pattern also, so that it stays. And these bangs were totally asymmetrical, so they're not evenly cut. They're longer on this side than they were on this side, so it's a little awkward. I'll just do a few swirls, I think, and then maybe I'll tease the bangs so they're kind of fluffy and help to kind of fill in this area because it's not really 100% what I would want. Okay, and then once I kind of get those where I want, I'm gonna spray them with hairspray. And a lot of times when you have an actor and you're spraying, you always cover their eyes. I'm just gonna hold my hand here for the camera so I don't get any spray going that way. Okay, and I can kind of reshape those a little bit. And I think what I want to do is let the bangs kind of fluff them. Brush them this way. So I'm going to just give them some fluff, and then I'm going to spray them. Okay, so that's the front so far. You know, it kind of cascades this way. Then what I'm gonna do is work on the back. Okay, so I want this to come up, and then I want to put the braid in there. And I could use the ends of this hair to kind of hide up here. So I will use this later to make it nice and kind of curled. So I could eventually take each little section and curl it with my finger. And then you have like a nicer curl to place somewhere. So I will use these. I'm gonna just pin them up here for now. The rest of this I want to brush again. Okay, and I want to make sure the underside is nice and brushed because that's the part we're going to see. And I want to use the hair here to kind of fill in this area. I do have another rat, so I could put that down here. Actually, I will, because that'll help to give that a little fullness as well. So I'm going to pin this rat down here. Okay, and now I can take this and I'm gonna kind of tuck the ends in. I'm just doing a little back combing in here to give it some more volume. And then you can see this is going nicely right into this other piece that I pulled back. So I'm gonna just kind of incorporate that and bobby pin that down. And you see all the bobby pins are hiding. I'm sticking them underneath the hair, kind of at the base of the wig. And now I'll make sure this side gets incorporated too. It's kind of not quite there yet. So just kind of leave the hair in. I could use this end or I could hide it. I think I'm gonna hide it, so I'm tucking it inside. And this isn't quite right yet. So now I probably want a little more stability. I'm gonna put a couple more pins to make sure it's not gonna fall out. Okay, but here's the back. Oops, see, it's a little uneven. Okay, now I want to try to figure out where I'm going to put the braid, right? So how does that incorporate into the hairstyle? Okay, so I decided I'm going to make kind of like a bun in the back with the braid. So I'm going to take out this part that I have. This is the tufts of the ends from the front, and I want to use that to kind of hide part of this braid. So I'm going to start by placing the end kind of at the bottom of where I want it to be. So I'm going to wrap it around this, I think, right? And kind of make a bun, and then the center I'll curl these, and that'll hide some of it. Okay, so it's always about planning, right? And trying to figure out as you're going what makes sense. So the heaviest part of the bun of this braid is the very top, right? This big old kind of knotted section is the heaviest part. So I want to make sure that's secure so that the weight of it doesn't pull the hairstyle down. So I'm just pinning it in. And I'm gonna slide these bobby pins under the edge of the braid so that it holds it in place, right? I don't see the bobby pins. Now I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna do kind of a wide bun. It's not really a bun, I guess. And then I'm going to go around the edge and make sure this braid is completely secure all the way around. So just add the bobby pins here and there around the outer edge of it. And what's good about this time period is it's not a really symmetrical hairstyle. It can be a little, it's supposed to look loose and kind of romantic in a way, like it's just kind of soft. So it's okay if it's not 100% symmetrical. You just want to make sure it's secure and that it looks good on the head, right? So there might be parts of it that are asymmetrical, but if it looks kind of funny, then you might want to adjust how the parts, like the loose parts, are distributed on the face. You still want it to look natural. Okay, now that I've got this braid attached, I'm gonna tuck the end in and pin that down. And then what I can do is kind of curl these so that they hide part of this, the ends of the braid, right? And then I'll bobby pin those in place too. So, you know, it's always nice to have little looser parts around the face. So I've kind of left this loose for now, and like when I put it around the actor's face, I can see if I like it or not. Then if you go around, it's kind of got that Gibson girl style, and the braid is a little crooked, but that's kind of the gist. It's kind of like a bun on the back, and then wraps around.